Good evening. Bonjour, Wache, Anin. Welcome to Lakehead University's Indigenous Graduate Celebration. Denise Baxter, Indigenous cause, Makwadota, Martin Falls, and Donjiba. My name is Denise Baxter. I am the Vice Provost of Indigenous Initiatives here at Lakehead University, and I will be your MC for this evening. I would like to thank everyone who joined us this evening for accepting our invitation to come together to celebrate the graduates, elders, leadership, family, friends, First Nations education directors, Ministry of Colleges and Universities Indigenous Education Branch, and Lakehead faculty and staff. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the lands that we are gathered on. Lakehead University respectfully acknowledges that its campuses are located on the traditional lands of Indigenous people. Lakehead Thunder Bay is located on the lands of Fort William First Nation, signatory to the Robinson Spirit Treaty of 1850. Lakehead Aurelia is located on the territory of the Anishinaabe. The Anishinaabe include the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations, collectively known as the Three Fires Confederacy. Lakehead University respectfully acknowledges the history that many nations hold in the areas around our campuses and is committed to a relationship with First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples based on the principles of mutual trust, respect, reciprocity, and collaboration in the spirit of reconciliation. Before we begin, I would just quickly like to run through some housekeeping items. It is important to note that this is an audio-video recording of the graduation celebration. Participants are reminded that this online event is being recorded and will be shared on our Indigenous Initiatives webpage, on Lakehead's YouTube channels, and with Shaw Cable. We are doing this to preserve a record of the event in the university's archives and to publicize and promote Lakehead University. Convocation ceremonies are considered public events, and by attending, you are agreeing to be included in the recording and its public dissemination in any media now known or later developed anywhere in the world in perpetuity. Thank you for joining us. I know that was a mouthful. Second item is we're asking all participants to remain muted until the end, just to ensure we have seamless continuity throughout the event. At Lakehead University, we are a community that ensures and shares spaces with elders to celebrate Indigenous culture through our Elder in Residence program and our Elders Council. Elders are at the heart of our cultural and ceremony, and we are proud of all they do for Lakehead students. We are honored to have Elder Trish Monaig from Beausoleil First Nation and Elder Beatrice Twans-Hines from Bittigon First Nation join us this evening. Elder Trish Monaig will share an opening prayer, and Elder Twans-Hines will share a hand drum song. So I'd like to invite Elder Trish Monaig to share the opening prayer, followed by Elder Beatrice Twans-Hines to share the hand drum song.
Thank you so much. I'd like to say thank you for the honor of coming here this evening and sharing in this most exciting and event for our graduates. It's always such an exciting time. I'm going to suggest that I'm going to offer the prayer in the way that I've been taught to offer the prayer. I'm also going to suggest to all of us tonight that we are thinking of those that couldn't be here tonight. But I also like to suggest that Creator gifted all of us unconditional love. And because He gifted us unconditional love, that must mean that all of our stories must be true. And if all of our stories must be true, then all of our prayers must go to the same place. So I may call our understanding higher power, God, Creator, Buddha, I'd like you to offer your prayers and petitions to Spirit in the way that you know how to, and include those loved ones that you might be thinking of tonight. Wawena bojo, ni ndwe maunga dok, kishkando kwendish na cause, wapshashindo demen chemnising donjaba, Budawadimi Ojibwe Nishnabe Kwendao, Nijo de Mede Kwendao, Chimigwechwen Don Manoba Modswen, Indabna Sama, Wabanang, Jaunang, Gabinang, Giwegnang, Wudokushin Nungom, Mashomasananik Nokamasanan, Gaje Menado, Wudokushin Nungom. I ask that you look kindly upon us today, Creator, Spirit, God, as we gather here tonight to celebrate those very talented and smart and intellectual and beautiful graduates that we have here this evening. I like to think of those that struggled hard and maybe perhaps didn't make it here. They are thought of and loved and cared about. I ask that you send them our blessings for continuing on their educational journey for higher learning. I ask that you look kindly upon all of us that are gathered here and send us the message that we are all related in spirit. And although we may have come from different directions and we have different teachings, we have that in common with each other, that you gave us that gift of being connected and related with each other. I ask, God Creator, that you think of our people today as we have grieved the loss of the 215 and so many others. I ask that you wrap our elders and our families in your light and your love, and you hold them and let them know that we are okay and that we will get through this together as a human being, as a national country, and globally as a race of people. We will understand the depths and the intensity of the loss. I ask that you kindly upon all of those in our communities that have suffered through the loss of COVID, and especially to our students who had to struggle so much harder to remain that focused and to remain that determined to complete their educational journey of higher learning. I say miigwech gaje menado on behalf of all of us to give us the peace of heart and peace of mind, and share your love with us for always. Ajuem nishnang gajem nado, ajuem nishnang gajem nado, ajuem nishnang gajem nado, ajuem nishnang gajem nado. Oh, me kind of gonna which. Thank you so much.
Miigwech, Elder Renee, for those beautiful opening words. I would like to invite Elder Beatrice. Elder Beatrice.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Anin Wacheya. Bonjour, Yakina Aweya. Hello, everyone. The honor song that I'm going to sing for the graduates is Miigwech Geje Manito. Thank you, Creator. Nimaje Bimose, as I walk my journey. Yeah, so in Miigwech. Wehaya he hayo, wehaya away, wehaya he hayo, wehaya away, away, ya hey yo. Miigweche kichi manito. Nimaje bimose, wehaya away, wehaya hey ha yo, wehaya away, away ya hey yo. Ya wehaya hey ha yo. Wehaya hey hayo, wehaya away, wehaya hey hayo, wehaya away, away, ya hey yo. Miigweche kichi manito. Nimaje bimose, wehaya away, wehaya hey hayo, wehaya away, away, ya hey yo. Ya wehaya hey hayo, wehaya hey hayo, wehaya away, wehaya hey hayo, wehaya away, away, ya hey yo. Miigweche kichi manito. Nimaje bimose, haya, hey, hayo, way haya, oh, way, ya, hey, oh. Ya, 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 way haya, hey, hayo, way haya, hey, hayo, way haya, oh, way haya, hey, hayo, way haya, oh, ya, hey, Miigwetche, Kiji Manito, Nimage Pimose, way higher, oh, way higher, hey, higher, way higher, oh, yeah, hey, oh.
Miigwech. And I would like to just officially extend Chi-miigwech to Elder Monet and Elder Tuan Science for your beautiful opening. And we're so pleased to have you both here this evening to celebrate with us the hard work of many years of the graduates of Lakehead University. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Maura Mcpherson, President and Vice Chancellor of Lakehead University, to address the graduates and the guests.
Thank you very much, Denise. Bonjour and good evening, everyone. And thank you also, Elder Trish and Elder Beatrice, for sharing a beautiful prayer and song. And a congratulations to all of the Indigenous graduates and to the families that are celebrating with us this evening. I would like to, on behalf of Lakehead University, start by welcoming all of the speakers who have joined us this evening to share congratulatory remarks with our graduates, and a special welcome to our honored keynote speaker, MPP Sol Memekwe. I would also like to acknowledge both Chief Peter Collins of Fort William First Nations and Chief Ted Williams of the Chippewas of Rama First Nation. Thank you very much, Chief Collins, Chief Williams, and also Kevin Malloy, who is the president of the Thunder Bay Métis Association. Thank you for joining us for this evening's special ceremony. I'm honored to serve as the president of a university that is located on the traditional lands of Fort William First Nation, as well as on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe. Lakehead is committed to continuing to work with Fort William and Rama First Nations, with Métis peoples, and with Indigenous leaders in our regions to support post-secondary education. We pursue this goal with strength and commitment, and in alignment with strategic priorities. In doing so, we bring diversity of knowledge and understanding, equity and access, and promote the cultural vibrancy, social outreach, and impact of Lakehead University. A little over a week ago, when the bodies of 215 children were discovered in a mass grave on the property of a former residential school in British Columbia, we were reminded again of the horrible, deliberate actions that occurred across this country as part of colonization. Lakehead joins those who grieve for the children, the families, and survivors of residential schools, and for Indigenous communities all impacted by the atrocities of residential schools. I would like to take this opportunity again to honor and remember these children, their families, and communities. This evening, though, we are here together to celebrate Lakehead's Indigenous graduates. I sincerely wish we could celebrate your achievements together on campus. We would have loved to share our pride in your accomplishments with you in person, along with your friends and family, and with your Lakehead family. We're especially proud of how all of our students have adapted to the challenges that we faced this past year, and how you have demonstrated your resilience and your spirit in so many ways. You've accomplished so much here at Lakehead, and we are hopeful that your efforts going forward will help make our world a better place. And I know from going through the PowerPoint slides that feature and highlight each of the Indigenous graduates, and I see many familiar faces who have really made our university a better place over these past years, that I'm excited for your futures and wherever your next steps are going to take you. I'm so honored to be part of this celebration and to wish you all the best in your future endeavors. So congratulations again. And I would also like to thank Denise Baxter and her Indigenous Initiatives team for another exceptional job in organizing this year's special Indigenous graduate celebration. Congratulations again to all of the graduates and to the families and friends. Merci, Miigwech. Thank you.
Thank you, President Mcpherson. It's always wonderful to see you on Zoom, and I look forward to when we can see each other in person again. I would like to now introduce Dr. Rhonda Coster, who serves as the Deputy Provost and Vice Provost of Teaching and Learning. She will share greetings on behalf of Dr. David Barnett, the Provost and Vice President Academic. Welcome, Dr. Coster.
Thank you, Denise. Good evening, everyone. It is my absolute honor and pleasure to be with all of you tonight and to offer my congratulations to all of our Indigenous graduates celebrating this evening. I am so excited and honored to be here. Maura and Denise have already extended thanks, but I would like to add mine to both Elder Trish and Elder Beatrice for your beautiful prayer and song. It's always so wonderful to open our ceremonies and our celebrations with both of you. So thank you for being here. Of course, a welcome as well to all of the graduates and their families and friends, and a special welcome to Chief Williams and Chief Collins, and to our dear alumni, Miss Yolanda, for being here with us this evening as well, and to our MPP Sol Mamakwe for joining to give the keynote address tonight. I'm so pleased to join all of you this evening to honor the hard work, the perseverance and success, and I'd like you to pay attention to this number, to the success of the 235 Indigenous graduates that we are celebrating this evening. These graduates have received a total of 251 degrees across Lakehead University, earning undergraduate, master's, Juris Doctors, Doctors of Philosophy, and medical doctor degrees. So obviously these individuals are so well prepared to continue making a positive difference in the world. Along with your families, your friends, your communities, we, your Lakehead family and community, are so proud of you for what you have already accomplished. Pardon me. And we know that you will be continuing to make such a positive difference in the world as you move forward on your journey. And I'd also like to extend my thanks to the Office of Indigenous Initiatives, the Registrar's Office, and the Office of Institutional Planning and Analysis for their collaboration to bring this evening's celebration to fruition. Again, my deepest congratulations to all of you. I am so excited for your graduation. Thanks for inviting me to be here tonight. Miigwech.
Thank you, Dr. Costa. So nice to have you join us this evening. I feel like I should open with Hockey Night in Canada as I see the Maple Leafs behind them, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the Chief of Fort William First Nation and MPYU, Chief Peter Collins. And so happy that you're with us, Chief Collins.
Thank you, Denise, and good evening, everyone. First of all, the sign behind me is the sign of sure determination. And when I come to celebrate with the students tonight, it's sure determination, because they got through one of probably the most unprecedented years in our history. So first, I want to acknowledge the elders' prayer, starting us off in a nice way. As I always say, that our elders start us off with a teaching and a prayer, and mindful of those teachings, and take them to heart and utilize them as a tool as we go forward. To Beatrice, always a beautiful voice. Listening to her sing, and I enjoyed very much. So Beatrice, to President Mcpherson, and to your faculty, it's always an honor to be a part of a celebration of success for the Indigenous students, it's my honor to bring greetings on behalf of my community. I always enjoy the opportunity to celebrate with the graduating students. As I said earlier, this was a year unlike no other. You have shown sheer determination to be successful. You have shown your hard work and your dedication to graduating this year amongst probably the most troubling years in the world of education. Hard to focus when you're at home and working from Zoom. I know it firsthand when there's a lot of the things I've been doing over the last year and a half has been handling 2 or 3 computers at the same time and trying to be a part of every meeting that goes on. To your families, I know they are very proud of that work and the determination that you have put forward. To your communities, you have walked a hard path and got to where you needed to be successful. You know, one of the things that I'm always, since the finding of the young people in Kamloops residential school, it's a reminder of genocide that was imposed upon our members. And when you celebrate your graduation today, be mindful of that. There is a lot of work, and that sure determination has got us to where we are and got you to where you are today. And be mindful of that. There's still a lot of work to do in each of our communities to continue to get this government to understand the hardships that our folks went through and the loss of our loved ones in our community is very troubling at the same time. To my friend Ted, a lot of the times we've been seeing each other now is over Zoom. To Dr. Rhonda Coster, great words, great reminder of the continued success of our organization's continued success of education in the city of Thunder Bay and the city of Rama and the communities that we represent. I know Saul will give you a really good speaking when he does the keynote address to all the graduates. But again, there's so much work to do and so much effort that needs to be done to make great strides in being productive part of society and be successful. So to all the graduating students, on behalf of my council, my community, I want to say congratulations. Look forward to seeing you sometime in the very near future as it gets closer and closer every day to be able to get together in person. So again, on behalf of my council, my community, and the 2,500 members I represent, congratulations from the bottom of my heart. I wish you all the best in the near future. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief Collins. Always a pleasure to listen to you. Always a pleasure to hear what you have to say. And again, we always appreciate you making the time to come and celebrate, in this case, with the students who are graduating. It's always good, I will say. So happy that you're able to join us this evening. I haven't seen Chief Williams since the pandemic began. I think I last saw him around March 11th, 2020 in person, but I did happen to see you at Convocation not too long ago on Zoom. So we're really pleased to have you here today. And I would like to welcome the Chief of Rama First Nation, Chippewa Rama First Nation, Chief Ted Williams. Welcome, Chief Williams.
Miigwech, Anin, Miigwech, Denise. Anin bonjour, Guimont, Ted Williams, Indigenous, Rama, Njikaning Donjaba, Gigo Dorem, Ted Williams, Chief of the Chippewas of Rama, and my clan is the Fish Clan, and the Fish Clan is responsible for education. We're the teachers and we're the scholars. So it's fitting that I'm actually here. I want to acknowledge the elders, Trish and Beatrice, for your openings this evening. I want to say miigwech to President Maura on the acknowledgement of the residential school findings in Kamloops and in other areas as well. And we are grieving, we are sad, and it is a reminder of what we have overcome, what we continue to be challenged with. And so I want to recognize the beautiful souls, the beautiful young Indigenous souls that are gone but are not forgotten. When I acknowledge the Lakehead University alumni, not alumni, but staff for the great work that you do with Indigenous students, whether it's in Thunder Bay area or Aurelia. We're very pleased to have the kind of relationship with Lakehead that is unparalleled with any other educational institution. So miigwech for that and for the contributions that you have made to our Indigenous students and their educational backgrounds. And we would like to, on behalf of my council and my community, acknowledge the graduates, all of you, for the perseverance, for the dedication, for the discipline, for the desire that you have exhibited during a most challenging time in history. I also like to just send you a little, I guess it's a tip, and you may know this tip already. You may not know. I'm not sure, but when I was taking some of my own education, I ran into an individual who said to me, and this is a while back, "Do you have goals? Do you have goals?" And I'm like, are you talking about scoring goals like the Toronto Maple Leafs? And he said, no, goals for your life and plans for their accomplishment. And this was going way back, and I'm like, no, I don't. I guess my tip is for you to set goals, lofty goals, moral goals, and go out there to do what you can to make life better, not just for Indigenous communities and people, but for the world around you. Set those goals and make plans for their accomplishment. If there's one thing that I've learned, and I learned it late, is that goals are the difference in where you may or may not go and end up in life. And please take it seriously because it's probably one of the best tips that I ever got in my life. And to become a chief, I had to set a goal and think about it, make plans to accomplish it. Whatever it is you want to accomplish in your life, make sure that you set the goals, you think about it, and I'm sure that it will come to fruition. It's my honor to be here as a leader in the Indigenous community, speaking to the Indigenous students. And I want to give a special shout out there to Tyler, Jake, and Shauna. We're very proud of you. We're very proud of all of you. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Chief Williams, for sharing your wonderful words of encouragement, celebration, and reflection. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Kevin Malloy, the President of the Thunder Bay Métis Association for the Métis Nation of Ontario. This is President Malloy's first time being with us, and we're really excited to have you here and hope that it's an indication of our continued work together. President Malloy.
Marcy, Denise, and Lakehead University for inviting me to this celebration today. I too would like to thank the ladies for a great opening prayer and song starting us off in a good way. I will echo Chief Collins. You know, the extraordinary effort during an unprecedented situation for learning. Congratulations from Thunder Bay Métis Council and Métis Nation of Ontario for your hard work and dedication and your achievements. This is one of the first steps along the way. Learning is a lifelong experience, and you've passed an incredible hurdle, and there's many more steps along the way, but I'm sure that you will endure. Merci, and congratulations.
Merci for your kind words, President Malloy. Really happy to have you here this evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Zawanaquad, Matthew Bombardier, the president of Lakehead University Native Students Association. Matthew has worked hard this year, both in school and in his extracurricular activities, to organize and host the annual Lansa powwow. This year, the powwow was held virtually and continues to be a success. Thank you, Matthew, for your dedication to this. So I would like to introduce the president of Lansa to join us with his words. Welcome.
Oh, bonjour everyone. Yolanda Wanakomic, greetings everyone. My name is Matthew. I am Lansa's president this year. My name is Wanakomic, Southern Cloud, and I come from the Bear Clan around the place where the river bends, and I currently live in Thunder Bay, Ontario. I just want to extend my greetings and my congratulations to everyone. I know that post-secondary, I know as a student, it's a very challenging thing to do, and this is my second time around the block. So for those of you graduating for the first time, congratulations. Those of you graduating for the second time or the third time, extra congratulations, because I know it's hard enough just getting through this once. So this year, I know we're all tired of hearing the U word, but it was such unprecedented times. And I think that all of us as Indigenous students really worked extremely hard in a system where we already need to work hard enough as it is, as we are. And I think that this was quite a way of showing our people that we can do this no matter what the challenges that are thrown at us. And on the top of these extra challenges, because here we are, you're graduating tonight, you made it through. And yeah, we're just so extremely proud of you. And those of us that are still students that are trying to finish up, that are on board with Lansa, we hope to be in your shoes, hopefully next year or the year after. So congratulations, everybody. Have a great night. Miigwech.
Miigwech Wanakomic. And yes, I believe you have said the words that we hope we'll never have to hear again soon. But nonetheless, very true. And people certainly have persevered through this very challenging year. It is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Yolanda Wanakomic. She's the Vice President of the Lakehead University Alumni Association. Yolanda, welcome.
Bonjour, wache. Hello, everybody. Yolanda Wanakomic, Indigenous, White Sand in Dojaba. I just want to say to Miigwech, to the elders, Trish Manag and Beatrice Twants Hines for the prayer and the song. They start me off in a good way. Thank you. And to everybody who organized today, thank you so much for this. Your guidance, your wisdom, your words are really meaningful moving forward for me, but also for the graduates here today. And to the graduates, congratulations, you have done it. Kudos to everybody. As Denise said, I'm the Vice President of the Alumni Association and a proud graduate of Lakehead University's Political Science Program 1998, and more recently completing my Master's of Education in 2020. And today I am the Director of Indigenous Affairs at the Northern Ontario School of Medicine. I'm a proud wife and a mother of 2 boys. And it's my honor to bring greetings on behalf of the Alumni Association and to extend an invitation to all of you to become a part of the Lakehead University alumni family. Now you are a part of an extended family of amazing folks who are Lakehead for life. And you're now joining over 65,000 proud alumni who live, work, and play in over 103 countries around the world. My Lakehead story changed my life. I met some of my greatest mentors who ignited my lifelong passion for teaching, learning, and storytelling. I learned to speak my truth and to be passionate in my life. Graduation is my favorite time of year. I cry when I see my friends and my family members so proud of all of you who are graduating. The stories remain in my heart every year. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams and the pride and the joy of your family, friends, and community. Treasure these moments, they're special. Take a wee break for yourself and celebrate your enormous accomplishments. And if in your next steps, your journey is to find a job or to work in at another degree, maybe a master's degree or a PhD, know that everyone here is eagerly waiting and watching and admiring you in your next steps. Whatever path you are choosing, know there is a whole generation or two that is rooting for you to be the best version of yourself, no matter where you land. The real world can be tough, and it can be just as tough as university. And in some cases, if you're fortunate, they might be less tough. But in case you are challenged, remember the wise words of Dr. Brian Pinney. You can be strong and still be vulnerable. You can be brave and still fear. You can make mistakes and still succeed. You can act with confidence and still show humility. You can lose your crap and still feel good about yourself. Congratulations to everybody, and miigwech.
Oh, so true. Thank you so much, Yolanda, for those kind and beautiful words. We're really pleased that you're able to join us again this year and share this wonderful evening with our graduates. So we are so pleased to congratulate all the graduates. Every graduate received their honor cords by mail, or they picked it up at either of the two campuses over the past month, in addition to their degrees. The yellow honor cord recognizes and acknowledges the achievement of Indigenous students. The honor cord has long been used to symbolize that the wearer has attained a specific honor or distinction, academic or otherwise. Lakehead University has proudly added the tradition of an honor cord to recognize the achievements of Indigenous graduates and to celebrate and honor the richness and knowledge they bring to our university community. The medallion on the cord was adapted from a design by alumnus Dr. Robert Bates when he was an undergraduate student. The logo design represents important symbols to Indigenous peoples with symbols of academic achievements. The feather has tassels and represents a mortarboard, the graduation hat. The three specific symbols are the medicine wheel, the infinity sign, and the Inukshuk. Lakehead University is committed to working to ensure Indigenous peoples and communities are recognized and celebrated for their contributions. It is my pleasure to present to you the Indigenous graduating class of 2021, and we will have a short presentation for you to watch. I'm just going to clap, but I invite you to use your emojis and clap as well. Miigwech, thank you so much. And again, congratulations to each and every one of you for your years of hard work, dedication, perseverance, and today, this month, and I guess over the last few weeks, hopefully you're enjoying the success that you've accomplished. And I look forward to seeing where this takes you in the future. We are so honored today to have MPP Sol Mamakwa join us today to give our keynote address for the celebration. Sol Mamakwa is a Kingfisher Lake First Nation member and a resident of Sioux Lookout. He is the MPP for Kuwait-Nutuk riding and is the official opposition critic for Indigenous and Treaty Relations. Before being elected to office, Sol was the lead health advisor for health transformation at Anishinaabe Nation. Please join me in welcoming MPP Sol Mamakwa.
Thank you, Miigwech, Denise. Thank you for the introduction. First off, though, I'm very happy to be here. Miigwech, humagayek, kinoa, humaga gijishkunuek. I'm thankful for being with the graduates today. Again, I'm Sol Mamakwa. I'm originally from Kingfisher, as Denise mentioned, and it's an honor to be here to celebrate with everyone. Miigwech for the drum, miigwech for the song, Elders Beatrice and Trish, and good to see you again, Maura, and Chief Peter Collins. Good to see you again, Chief Ted Williams. Good to see you, and I'm very, very pleased, very happy to be here. And special miigwech to Yolanda for inviting me, but also the Indigenous Student Services Center to be part of this day. I think spaces like this, like the Indigenous Student Services Center, are so important. They're so critical to the success of Indigenous students, First Nation students. They provide students with culturally safe space to be themselves while they're at school, while they're at the university. And I say that because, since becoming an MPP back in 2018, I had no idea that I was going to do this. And, it just kind of played out that way. Sometimes we don't make decisions for ourselves. Sometimes the Creator, our elders make decisions for us on where we're going to go in life. And that's what happened to me. Like I said, I never said, I want to be a politician. And I think there are, and this is where we are today, students. It's a very, an honor to be able to speak with you today. There are 124 of us here at Queen's Park. And when I think about the work that we do and, the issues I face is, they don't know who we are as First Nations. They don't know where we come from. They don't know what we're about. And that's coming in, that's one of the things I really recognize, that this place is a very colonial system. It's a very oppressive system. It's a very, there's racism in this place. And I think we come together as, First Nations, and, and that's how we become strong. That's how we come together as a nation. We become stronger because of that oppression. And I always tell, I'm still in Toronto, and I was in Kenora Friday morning, and I get this email. I said, you have to be in Toronto by midnight. We have to sit tonight. So I'm on schedule. So I drive to Winnipeg, grab a flight, and I land here around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then I try a nap, and I'm I'm at Queen's Park for like, at midnight until 7 in the morning. And I'm in a lineup to speak for like 5 minutes, and it's like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. And about things change, and all of a sudden I have 20 minutes to speak. And, so I ended up speaking for 20 minutes, and I didn't have any notes. I just kind of talked from my heart, talked about how the system is, how the system treats us. And sometimes like we have these issues that oppressive policy measures that are in place, like water, education. And I think so yeah, it's like sometimes I I do the work and I need to do, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing is news. It's so it's an amazing amazing work. And I think but I want to say the reason why I share that story, there's challenges and there's barriers to the systems that we work under, but we have to break those barriers. We have to change the narrative of why we need to make things better for our communities. We need we need a better Ontario. We need a better Canada, and ultimately is a better society. And I know the systems that are there right now do not treat us as such. I always talk about a different Ontario that we live in, because we're First Nations, because we're on reserve. And I think just to the graduates, today, today's virtual ceremony celebrates your very real accomplishment. I know that many of the people that helped you arrive here today, whether it's friends, whether it's family, classmates, we are watching with you in this ceremony. While they may not be, next to you physically, like they stand with you in spirit. And it's important to, to take pride in the achievement, but also share your joy. That's so important. But also I send congratulations to all of you on what you have accomplished. I mean, for reals, we while managing the significant challenges that we have today, and the changes in your studies, in your lives caused by this pandemic that we're facing. It's an extraordinary event. We know that. And I know as First Nations people, as Indigenous people, there is a lot that we have been through collectively. One of the key things that we are talking about, when we talk about Kamloops Residential School, when we talk about the 215 children that were found, we talk about how difficult it is for our youth to get an education. Nowhere else in Canada have, children have to leave, high school students have to leave to get an education. And, that's an example. And I've always said this publicly when I'm in the house, that many of these institutions are not built for our people. When we talk about child welfare, when we talk about access to health service, access to education, economic development. And it's so important that, that we come together and, programs, services come and go. Governments come and go, but we are still here. We will continue to be here. And I always tell the governments this: no matter how strong whether it's, the federal, provincial governments, we will continue to be here. The more oppression we face, the stronger we become as a nation. And and I believe that really, and because I see it. I see it how people, the systems treat our people. And I think when I talk about governments, like sometimes programs and services, it's so programs and services for First Nations on communities, organizations, whatnot. They perpetuate the oppression, they perpetuate the colonialism, they perpetuate the racism. And sometimes we forget to talk about the fundamental changes that we need to talk about. And that's example would be self-determination, self-government, land claims. And I think all that, why I share that is just because, it's so important that you as graduates need to understand, need to know, we cannot forget who we are, where we come from, our identity, our languages, way of life. That's what makes us strong. For many of our elders and people in the community, the achievement of this graduation is a very, very big deal. And it's something to be proud of. So, I will certainly conclude by, to the graduates, we honor you today. And we are part of you. And so I say Kachimigwech in letting me be part of your day. And I'm very, very happy to celebrate with everyone today. And I recognize some names on the screen. These are the names I recognize. I wrote them down earlier. AJ Mikas, Sandy Mamakwa, Noah Kespan, and Rita Winter Duncan. And I think I seen Joseph Duncan on there. So a special shout out to them. Miigwech, thank you for having me.
Oh, Miigwech. Wow, you covered a lot of ground, and really, I can see when you're speaking from the heart, it doesn't take long to spend 20 minutes talking to your colleagues as MPPs about very important issues facing, First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people across the country, but certainly within the province of Ontario. I was thinking about the 124 of which you're one, but 123 of your colleagues. And to my knowledge, you're the only Indigenous voice of those MPPs. And I may be incorrect in that, but so that was my understanding. And, that one voice that you have, and I think probably like many people here, we've watched your little snippets on YouTube and things as you come up. And certainly the accomplishment of, I think, lobbying to ensure that we now have Oji Cree, I believe, in a translation, not just French and English, I think was a really, major win for creating space and overcoming a barrier and, setting a goal as was alluded to earlier, and then making a plan to move forward to achieve that goal. As you were speaking about, we become stronger, I was thinking of, I would call it a teaching that my daughter reminded me of. We were gardening this spring and planting, and I had these little tiny pepper plants. And I said to her, they don't look very solid. And it was windy out one day. And she said, Mom, you have to remember the wind helps the plants build their strength. She said they need to face that. They need to have the pressures of the environment on them so that they can become stronger. And, I think of our graduates, of our nations, and certainly, of our peoples across the world. Those challenges that we face do make us stronger. Dig down, double down, as it were. But really, I think important teachings about if life was always easy, there would be no fruit of the labors, as it were. And so certainly our graduates today have not had it easy. They've really overcome a lot of barriers, a lot of challenges, had a lot of new learning, like Zoom, for instance. That wasn't necessarily a thing that many people engaged in up until this past year. But students were quick to figure it out. And I think in many cases, probably quicker than most of the adults in the room. So we really, really want to say Chimigwech, and really are pleased that you're able to join us this evening. Miigwech.
Miigwech.
So we're almost at the end of our evening, and I know it's a beautiful evening out, I think, in both the North and Southern Ontario. And it is my pleasure to close our event by thanking everyone for attending. Again, congratulations to all of you on your significant accomplishments. And I would like to now welcome Elder Trish Monaig to share a closing prayer and Elder Twans Hines to sing a closing song. Elder Monaig.
I too agree with Yolanda. Graduation always brings tears to my eyes because I'm so grateful. Even though I don't know you, I am grateful for the energy that you've given, your dedication to higher learning. And in our language, in Ojibwe language, we say Chimigwech for your focus and determination. A Yangwamazin, be that focused and be that determined when you're making your next steps. And remember that you're not just moving ahead for the children, but your ancestors are also watching you. And there is the little pebble in the lake and the rippling effect that comes out. I've seen our younger generation look up and watch people graduate and say, I want to be them. I want to be them when I get big. When I get old, I want to be them. I want to walk away and saying that I achieved my goals. And I've prayed on behalf of everybody here for the past 3 years or more, sending you light and energy. So I am just going to quickly acknowledge our Creator, our God, and ask for continued guidance and light and hope and healing, and to be focused and determined. Take care of yourself first. Always think of yourself first before you think of others. Ask for those blessings and ask for that kindness and ask for that light of spirit as you look towards your future. And in our way, and in our culture, it's our way to always look ahead. Creator, bless them. Bless the ground they walk. Bless their hands that they work with. Bless their hearts so they can always be mindful and be open to all things in creation. Allow their ears to hear what needs to be heard. Allow their eyes to see what needs to be seen, and allow those words be connected to their Ode, their hearts always. I ask that with clear and quiet, reserved determination on behalf of all of us. Take us with you on your journey. We will be there. Ajwem nishnang kajemnado, ajwem nishnang kajemnado, ajwem nishnang kajemnado, ajwem nishnang kajemnado, ni konigana. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Elder Monaig. Thank you so much for those prayers, kind words, and good wishes. Elder Twans Hines, floor is yours.
Oh, bonjour, Minwa. I'd like to say Chimigwech to all the speakers. Wow, it's just so awesome to listen to you. And wow, 235 graduates. That's just so awesome. And like Yolanda said, you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. And wow, just so awesome. So I'm gonna sing an honor song. It's a Migizi honor song, an eagle honor song. The eagle teaches us about love, and there's lots of love in what you do, lots of support. And the eagle also teaches us about leadership, and you are our future leaders. You are what's going to help make this land that we live on a much better place to live. So Miigwech, the translation for this is I see the eagle, I hear the eagle, I go with the eagle, and I honor the eagle. And you are all being honored here today. Miigwech. Well, hey, 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 ho. Well, hey, 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 hey, oh. Make a ziki wop ma, make a ziki wop ma, kee wop ma, make a ziki wop ma, hey, hey, oh. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, ho. Make a ziki non doa, make a ziki non doa. Ginondua, make a see, Ginondua, hey, hey, ho. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, ho. Make a zine wichiwa, make a zine wichiwa, 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 make a zine wichiwa, hey, hey, ho. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, oh. Make a ziki kuna, make a ziki kuna, gikuna, gikuna, make a ziki kuna, hey, hey, ho. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, ho. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey. Well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, well, hey, hey, oh. And can't you just imagine that eagle flying, soaring, and just like you continue to follow your dreams and reach your goals. Miigwech, 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 miigwech.
Miigwech. Miigwech, both to both our elders this evening, Elder Trish Maneg and Elder Beatrice Twans-Hines, for bringing your beautiful spirits with us today. And I know you've been here along the journey of many of the graduates that were with us today. And I know that you'll still be with us out in the community and with them as they continue on in their journey of life. I would also just like to take a moment to acknowledge the work of the team of Indigenous initiatives who really helped put this on. Yolanda, Anna, and Sheila really worked hard behind the scenes to make sure that everything worked smoothly this evening. We worked quite closely with the Registrar's Office and the Office of Institutional Analysis. And they really were the ones that helped us make sure that the cords got out to all the graduates, the packages were mailed, we had the right names, addresses, emails, and invitations to everybody. And certainly it is a team that works in a very collaborative manner, and together we can do amazing things. So I just want to say chimigwech to all of them as well for making it possible for us to come together to celebrate the achievements of all of you, the graduates. A special thank you to all of our guest speakers who joined us this evening, and to all the friends and family, staff, professors who also joined today to celebrate, but certainly helped all along the way to make sure that you had a very positive experience at Lakehead University. So graduates, we wish you well in the next steps in your journey and look forward to exceptional things you will accomplish. And I know Yolanda Wanakomic will be happy to connect with you with the alumni group as you step forward and join that 65,000 strong of Lakehead graduates. So thank you everybody so much for making this evening a true joy as we come together to celebrate the achievements of the graduating students of the class of 2021. Miigwech.